Oh, good evening, everybody. My name's Janice, and I'm the owner and creator of the Glamour Club. And we were set up to eradicate loneliness and loneliness caused by social isolation. We're dementia friends, we're eco-friendly, we're intergenerational for those who are 50 and over, but everybody who's ever suffered from loneliness. And loneliness caused by social isolation is welcome. And we're vintage and we're themed. And you come at noon, you leave at 3, you get served a high tea by table hosts, and then live entertainment, all our favourite numbers from the flying 40s to the swinging 70s. You're served an afternoon tea, all you can eat and all you can drink to your table by table hosts. Everyone dances, chats, makes new friends, and then we all go home after having a very nice time. So normally we have bi-monthly events, but during lockdown we haven't been able to do that. So we have had interactive online events as well, and it's been absolutely marvellous. So today the theme is International Women's Day. So I don't know if you know, but on the 8th of March every year, we celebrate International Women's Day. And the first one was in 1909 in New York City. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome my guest this evening, and that is creative and designer, beautiful Meg Fenn. Hi, Meg. Good evening to you. Welcome.
Hi, Janice. Hi, everyone. Hi. Thanks for having me. I think I've been watching too much Graham Norton because all their virtual guests are always like, "Hi."
Oh, really?
I just did that.
Well, hello, Meg. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how we met, please?
Yeah, sure. So firstly, about me, I'm a creative designer and marketer, and I've been working in web design, graphic design, mainly for, well, I'm not even going to say how many years, but many, many, many years. I've been the company director of 2 different companies, and I am now a contract designer working with a few companies as their sort of go-to design, marketing, web, SEO expert, really. And I'm really very much enjoying that. So Janice, we've known each other for quite a few years now, actually. I think probably 2 to 3 years. We sort of kept running into each other at various events. And then there was one event in particular where I was able to learn a lot more about you and about the Glamour Club. And that was at an event run by Richard Freeman, and it was called The Opposite of Lonely. I think that's what it was called. And it was an event that brought together lots of people within the community, through business, through the volunteer sector. And it was really to talk about how we can reimagine the future in terms of loneliness and isolation. And Janice was one of the speakers at that event, and she was amazing. And I learned a lot more about what she does. And I learned that we had a couple of things in common as well, in terms of our, traveling experience and things like that. And she gave a call out on the night and asked for people to volunteer with the Glamour Club. And I felt quite inspired by her story and her mission and her aim with setting up the Glamour Club. And so I signed up to become a volunteer on the night. And then ever since then, I've been volunteering at her events, which, as she explained earlier, they're afternoon teas, and people come and gather and have a really fabulous time. There's live music, they get pampered, and I'm one of the table hosts. And Janice asked me to do all sorts of things as well on the day, which helps her out and her team out. It's all a team of volunteers. Everybody's a volunteer. But because of lockdown, I don't know if you want me to say this now, Janice, or if you want to talk about something else first. But I was just going to talk about the lockdown.
The thing is, Meg, this year's theme of International Women's Day, which is a big celebration of women and our allies, you know, everybody's included in this. And the Glamour Club is, we're pioneers and we're activists and we're catalysts for good social change. We want to challenge the norm, and we're doing it in a great big fun way. And I, I too, Meg, want to say how inspired I've been by you, because I met you at lunchtime digital talks while I was networking, and you would come in, you would introduce everyone, make people feel welcome. You had a plethora of amazing business people who were willing to volunteer their time in order to help others. And it was just fantastic. So I want to, first of all, thank you so much for that, and for inspiring me. And yeah, please do tell us about the next bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, obviously we've, as everyone knows, we've gone through a couple of lockdowns. We're still in the second one now, and it's been really, really tough because, well, for many, many reasons, but in particular for organizations and businesses who rely on in-person events, you know, to either run their business or to spread the word about what they do, or both. And so because we've been in lockdown, we haven't had any Glamour Club events, and I was very aware that I still wanted to contribute in some way and help and support Janice and her team. And so I decided I would use my skill set and help Janice with the Glamour Club website, because they didn't have a website before. They just did Facebook and social media, and they had flyers and everything. But one of her plans, I guess for last year really, was to have a website so that you know, they could raise awareness. It could be more visible online. People could find out about the Glamour Club in lots of different ways, and then also book tickets to belong to the Glamour Club online through the website. And so instead of using my volunteer time in person at the events, I gave some time to help Janice to create the brand new Glamour Club website. And I've been very, you know, pleased that I've been able to do that. And, you know, I think on the theme of International Women's Day as well, it is so much about, you know, just standing up and supporting people, you know, other fellow women, fellow colleagues, you know, anybody that needs support. And I'm very much into that when I feel that there's something that I can contribute.
Thanks, Meg. And I tell you what I've been doing is I've been providing Meg with the content, and then she comes back with the design. So I have no idea what it's going to look like. And I think what it is because you totally get us, and you're really into our mission of eradicating loneliness and loneliness caused by social isolation. And because you've been to our events, you have experienced the whole Glamour Club experience. And so when I opened the draft that you had come up with, I think I just wept. Meg, you just get us. And I've been working before you offered to do this for with the senior graphic designer, and we come up with new logos and branding. And so he is somebody that I would consider to be very good at his craft. And when I asked him what he thought, he said to me, "You smashed it," because he thought I'd done that.
Oh, well, that's great, Janice. I mean, you know, you did it by creating the Glamour Club, basically. But also, I just wanted to say, to pick up on something that you said about me kind of getting it and getting what you do. I've had firsthand experience, not as a person over 50 yet. I will be 50 this year, actually. I don't know if I should say that on this very public video, but I've been thinking about my age a lot recently. But when I first came to the UK to work and to live, I experienced loneliness and social isolation on a level that I had never, ever experienced before in my life. And I had come from, I had been living in Tokyo at the time, and I had a very big kind of social life. I had lots of people that I was always going out with. I had, lots of colleagues and work people, and my life was always out, always doing things, always being with people and knowing people and sharing everything with people. And then when I came here, that all completely stopped, and I hadn't really understood to that level how crushing and how kind of damaging that social isolation and loneliness can be for someone. And so I understood what Janice was trying to do, and I understood the joy that people feel by coming to the Glamour Club and being able to to socialize and to see people and to meet people and to have that sort of as their this is my group, this is my thing that I do. I didn't have anything like that. I mean, I came here before sort of the age of the internet, so there was no Meetup, there's no Facebook, there were no sort of online places where you could find people and go somewhere. So it was a very lonely and isolating time. And so because I went through that experience, I immediately felt a connection and felt that I understood what Janice was doing.
Thanks a lot, Meg. I mean, it does take guts to share that. So thank you so much for telling us your story. I think it's really important that people do tell their stories. And at the Glamour Club, everyone who comes, I've got 1,000 stories. You look at our faces, you don't know what we've been through. So what we do at the Glamour Club is we put everyone together. We get out the fancy dress, we dress up, and we just have a great time. So we are challenging the status quo, and we're doing it in a great big fun way because that's who we are. Everyone's welcome. And when you come to the Glamour Club as a volunteer, as a guest, as someone who wants to sponsor us, or every single person has a brilliant time. And then they can't wait to come back again. So I say, Happy International Women's Day, Meg. I think we've gone over our time. But,
well, we can end on this year's theme, which is choose to challenge.
Choose to challenge. Choose to challenge, Meg. I'm up for the challenge. Choose to challenge. Thanks a lot, Meg.
Thanks, Janice.
Thank you for your time, as always. Thank you.
Bye.